The second generation Toyota GR86 has only been on the market for a little over a year at this point, but that's not stopping Toyota from working on its replacement model. Will the new GR86 end up filling the shoes of the GR Supra? We're over at Best Car Web, the best source of information on upcoming Japanese cars. My name's Kirk if you're new to the channel. If you're excited for the new GR86 replacement, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe so you don't miss my updates on this vehicle from the latest that we're hearing from Japan. So they're saying that the next generation GR86 is in development right now, and it should be out by 2025. So that is a real short lifespan for the 2022 plus model year, the second generation GR86. Pretty incredible. Maybe Toyota is not happy with it. Also in 2025, Toyota is expected to have the last edition of the Supra. So maybe this is a vehicle to kind of carry the torch for both the next generation GR86 and the spiritual successor of the Supra as well. Now, these images have nothing to go on. I don't believe Best Car has seen any sort of mock-ups. The information we have today, even though those images look pretty cool, information we have today is not based off of these renders, which they have been extremely accurate in the past, but it's still way too far out in the future for them to even predict what this model is going to look like. They just have some really excellent renders though. But the information coming out is about the powertrain. Over 300 horsepower with the 1.6 liter turbo that is in the GR Corolla, and they're hybridizing it. And they're saying front engine rear wheel drive will continue. Now we've heard rumors about a hybrid GR86 for years now, and even a potential Lexus variant of it as well. So is this confirming that? Still take everything with a grain of salt, but it's fun to read what we're hearing from Japan today. It is said that the next GR86 is currently at the stage where the basic framework has been decided, and a test bed with a power unit mounted on the chassis has been completed. So they have a test mule for sure, and a full-scale testing is about to begin. They're saying the spec of the 1.6 liter turbo could be what we see on the GR Yaris instead of the GR Corolla. The GR Yaris has a little bit less, it's like 30 less horsepower than what we see on GR Corolla. Now this is where it gets really confusing, and it could be due to Google Translate from Japanese, but they're saying the details are unknown, but it is expected to be a new hybrid system installed on the new Crown 2.4 liter turbo car. Now, it cannot be like that because that is a front wheel drive based setup with an electric motor in the back to power the rear wheels. This is not going to be an all-wheel drive GR86. It's still going to be rear wheel drive, and they won't be able to put an electric motor in the back. Instead, it'll be something like what we see on the Toyota Tundra, the Toyota Sequoia sort of lineup. So I'm going to go straight to the spreadsheet here and kind of compare what's going on here. So this is what I'm expecting for the upcoming 4Runner, Prado, maybe even the Lexus GX, and also the Tacoma. They are said to hybridize the 1.4 liter turbo. That's the same engine that we see in the RX 500H base engine that's in the new Highlander as well. They should hook it up with these pickup trucks with the 10-speed auto that we see on the Tundra. And that has a 48 horsepower motor in there with 184 pound-feet of torque. So with the inline-4 turbo, gets us around 323 horsepower and over 460 pound-feet of torque in theory. This setup hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's all but confirmed in my opinion. They need to have something a little bit tamed down compared to the twin-turbo V6 hybrid seen on the huge body-on-frame vehicles like the Sequoia and Tundra. If we take that same philosophy, now it won't have a transfer case and all-wheel drive, but just rear-wheel drive. If we take that same philosophy and put the 1.3 liter turbo in there and a different transmission, a smaller transmission, a more lightweight transmission, it doesn't need to be as robust as this 10-speed auto, right? They give us a 6-speed auto or a 6-speed manual with this 1.6 liter turbo 3-cylinder, gets us around 350 horsepower potentially, depending on what kind of motor they put in there, but I don't think it's a stretch to ask for a 50 horsepower motor in this sort of hybrid and 150 pound-feet of torque. So you'd have over 400 pound-feet of torque. That's immense amounts of power in a small vehicle. And just looking at this, I'm like, this sort of sophistication is not going to be cheap. The new Civic Type R's pricing just got announced yesterday, and it was essentially $44,000 after destination here in the United States. This sort of powertrain would be fetching similar price figures for the mid 40s, would be my guess. So you're going leaps and bounds above what the current simple GR86 is. And I don't know if they would call this the next Supra or they call it the GRMN86. It's really hard to say, but with this sort of boutique engine that is built at a very small capacity, mixed with batteries, mixed with electric motors, it's going to be very pricey. And that's why I think we could also see this potentially in a Lexus IC or something like that. I didn't know what to call it. IC. I mean, it'd be cool. Get it? IC. Anyways, let's get back to the article and see what else they have to say. It won't have a e-axle unless they have some sort of wizardry going on. It's just going to be one electric motor compared to the two electric motors seen on the Hybrid Max, Crown, Platinum, or the RX 500H. Anyways, let's keep moving. There's no clear information, but the manual transmission is essential. They're expecting it to be used again. They're saying that they're ditching the Subaru's platform. And other than that, I don't see them talking about the Subaru BRZ at this point. They're saying it will be on the Lexus IS platform, which is essentially a shortened version of the Lexus GS platform. Rest in peace, GS. They're not going to use the TNGL platform that the LC or the LS is on. It's too big, it's too heavy, and it's not that modifiable. So they're going to shorten what the IS is currently working with. And I guess in the next page, they talk about the BRZ. They said that they both could live on the GR86 and the BRZ, but there's nothing that Subaru is contributing here. In my opinion, there's no boxer engine. The Gunma plant won't be building this. Will probably be built in the Motomachi plant from Toyota. And it's not like Subaru, that D4S direct injection system that Toyota implemented on that boxer engine to make their assistance even necessary. They're saying that this will be likely the last generation of the GR86 and BRZ because they don't see a battery electric variant of this in the future, but you never know. They want to have these off the line in 2025. And if the debut in 2025 can be realized, the current model that appeared in 2021 will be replaced in just 4 years. It's unusually short in recent years, but it's probably partly to accommodate various regulations that are planned in the future. Now, I'll end by saying this. If they want to have an affordable or close to price parity with the current GR86, they need to go simple. And maybe you have the same sort of manual and automatic transmission. Maybe you have the same electric motor, but you put in a mass-produced engine that's naturally aspirated with the M20A FKS or FXS setup that we see in other Toyota vehicles. Like this is the 2-liter that's in the Corolla. And you hybridize it, we could be seeing 220 horsepower, maybe max, and 300 pound-feet of torque, which would compare well to what we have currently. But getting crazy gas mileage, you'd probably be able to see 40 miles per gallon out of this sort of setup. And it would keep the vehicle lightweight. It would keep it simple. It would keep it affordable. This is more of the setup I would be interested in, to be honest, because it is a GR86. It needs to be affordable, probably around upper 20s, lower 30s. This sort of setup, you're fetching a whole nother price bracket. So this sort of setup would be more suitable for a Lexus vehicle, unless you're using this vehicle to replace the Supra. Now, could they have both powertrains as an option? I guess so. This could be like a GRMN setup, and this could be just a basic GR. I don't know. So I just wanted to add that other powertrain that they could go that route if they wanted to have the spirituality of an affordable front-engine rear-wheel drive sports car in the future. But take everything with a grain of salt today. Toyota probably is working on a next/last generation internal combustion GR86, but some of these numbers sound too good to be true, and I don't know if I would want that much power in a simple, lightweight drive front engine, rear-wheel drive, affordable sports car. Wouldn't be affordable at that point. But definitely stay tuned for all the upcoming things we hear out of Japan regarding upcoming Toyota and Japanese vehicles. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Peace.